Many thanks for having invited me to this conference. My name is Igor Nai. I'm the Deputy Head of Unit of the Digital and Cyber Citizen Security Unit at the Joint Research Center of the European Commission. So the scope of my presentation today will be that of giving to all of you a sort of the flavor of an initiative that we are launching in these days, that is concerning the European Cybersecurity Atlas. I will try to give you really a sort of historical background on why we, the Commission, decided to launch this initiative. And also I will try to show you how this new platform will be. So I will start now, okay? So the context. This initiative is moving around the context of the European Cybersecurity and Technology Competence Center that will be probably set up next year. So the idea, when we started together with the colleagues to work on this initiative, was to really create something that would support, basically would boost the research and competencies concerning cybersecurity in Europe. And at the time, it was in 2018, we started to really try to understand a little bit how these competence centers should be, and also what are the different things, the different elements that will need to be brought on board in order to create this competence center. And at the time, we started basically from three main pillars. Just a second. And we started to analyze what we had around in Europe in terms of competencies, in terms of expertise. We started to define what is in fact cybersecurity in terms of definitions, etc., etc. And we conducted also a sort of huge survey, which allowed us to get in contact with something like 700 competence centers in Europe. So we had all this type of information, and we used this information to launch the CCCN initiative. But then we also realized that this information was an incredible source of inspiration for many, many other initiatives in the cybersecurity field. What I mean is that only by conducting this pan-European cybersecurity survey in 2018, we got a sort of snapshot of what was the situation in Europe concerning the developments done in cybersecurity. What was the situation in Europe concerning the research developed on cybersecurity? And then we started to reflect about the fact that, well, that survey was a sort of snapshot, a picture taken in a certain moment in time of Europe. And we started to speculate about the fact, well, try to imagine what we could all together do with something like that, that is updated yearly, updated constantly, in order to, let's say, obtain something that is in a way alive, which is not anymore a snapshot, but it is almost a movie of the evolution of cybersecurity in Europe. And from that moment, we started to realize that we need to do something in order to take advantage of this idea. And this materialized with this initiative of creating a European Cybersecurity Atlas, which should be a living object which aggregate knowledge, information related to cybersecurity in Europe, and then that can be used in different ways. But I don't want to anticipate too much. So the idea on the basis of that was, in fact, to create something able to gather all this type of knowledge related to the different domains of cybersecurity, not only for research, but also for industry development, for from the point of view of key researchers, key entities around Europe, all in some place, in a unique place, and then use this information to support the development of the policies in Europe, to support and to boost the cybersecurity market, to boost the cybersecurity research, all these type of things. So now the system seems freezed. Okay, there is a small problem because it seems that the slides doesn't move. Yeah, the system is blocked. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Voila. So now it seems that it's moving. Sorry. So what I was saying, this is more or less the motivation on the back of launching this initiative. You can see here, the Cybersecurity Atlas should facilitate the establishment of a community of practice, and this is in fact connected with the CCCN initiative and the network around it. It should allow to map the competencies in cybersecurity that we have in Europe, not only from a real technical point of view, but also from the point of view of the different initiatives, from the point of view of the different national projects launched in the field of cybersecurity. And then it should allow, this is the most important thing, to help in coordinating the research and development efforts that are done at European level and support probably also those that are done at the member state level. Who are the actors of this initiative at the end, the final actors? The reality is that the final actors is the community of cybersecurity institutions in Europe. Today, let's say tomorrow and the day after, we will launch and open officially this platform. At the beginning, it will be the community of the pilot networks, pilot cybersecurity networks, and of EXO. We decided to do that just because we want at the beginning to test the system and ensure that everything is working perfectly. And then later on, I would say beginning of next year, the idea is to open this platform to all the institutions around Europe. Now, I see that the system is a little bit slow, but I can proceed in any case even without the slides. So, as I was mentioning before, this initiative was built on top of 3 key elements. The first element is a cybersecurity taxonomy. At the end of last year, the European Commission presented a cybersecurity taxonomy, which was also circulated among the different pilot members and also among the members of EXO. And this taxonomy is in a way the key elements of the Atlas. Why? Because if we need to collect information related to the different type of expertise, the different type of activities concerning cybersecurity, we need also to be able to classify this type of information. And then it is a key point to use the same jargon. So as you will see when you will access the Cybersecurity Atlas, the driving line will be this taxonomy. And when you will be asked to specify the different field of expertise, the area in which you are running research or development projects, etc., there will be the possibility, as you can see here, to specify exactly where these competencies, where this knowledge are positioned with respect to this taxonomy. It is a 3-dimensional taxonomy, meaning that on a side we have research domains, On the other side, we have sectors, just because the way in which, let's say, basic knowledge is applied in different type of sectors is different due to different type of constraints. And then there is also a dimension concerning applications and technology. We are also planning in the future to extend even more this toward product and services, just to be able to capture also all the activities concerning cybersecurity in Europe that are more, let's call them, close to the market and close to the commercial side. Then the other element, as I said, is this famous survey of 2018. And in fact, already now in the Atlas, all the information that we collected at that time in 2018 is there. That means that many of the members of the pilots, or many of the organizations of even EXO, are already present in this Atlas. And in fact, for these institutions, when we will open the Atlas to everybody, the effort will be more to update the information that they already provided at that time. Now, I'm still having a lot of troubles in pushing the slides forward, because it seems that it doesn't work. So I can try to, in any case, speak without the slides, because now it is becoming really controversial. Give me just a second. I will open my own slides here, and that's all. Sorry, but it seems that it doesn't work very well. Sorry? Okay, so as I said, the stakeholders of this Atlas, who will be research institutions, industry, startups, but also market analysts, policy analysts, and national authorities, and obviously also EU institutions. The idea on the basis is to answer, to use this platform in order to answer to some key questions. Key questions that are related to knowledge, actors, networks, and research and funding. What I mean by that? What I mean is that we would like to answer, by using this Atlas, to the following questions, more or less. Who in Europe is working on which domain, subdomain, sectors, and technologies that can be used in cybersecurity? Who are the key institutions? Who are the key researchers? Obviously not for ranking, but in order to know what is the weight of Europe with respect to the rest of the world concerning cybersecurity. What are the networks of institutions, of collaborations? This is very useful in order to understand, for example, if the development of cybersecurity is well balanced in Europe, or if instead, for example, there are some areas which are polarizing all the cybersecurity developments. And then also, well, for example, to understand what are the time dynamics. What I mean is that by continuously analyzing this pool of information, it would be possible to identify trends, or it would be also possible to identify disappearing fields, meaning that there are priorities going up in the cybersecurity world and other going down. And all this type of information, in a way, will help in supporting the development of new policy actions, policy support actions, in identifying what are the different weaknesses in the cybersecurity sector in Europe, and also try to identify action helping in boosting some particular field. Moreover, we will also try, by using this platform, to get information also related to the funding, because this will be really of great support for the running of the Future Competence Center. You know, the Future Competence Center is expected in a way to manage a certain amount of funds, and also to steer a sort of research agenda. So by taking advantage of the information in the atlas, it will be possible, in fact, to understand exactly what are the different type of funds, what are the different types of the amount of let's say efforts that is already paid by the different institutions, by the member states in certain fields, and try also to intervene in order to support even more. Then in this direction, we would like also to offer this atlas as a sort of occasion to support the development of the network of cybersecurity institution around the competence center. Why? Because this atlas will not only be a sort of place where institutions will put information about themselves, but it will be also a place where institutions, researchers, even industry will be able to identify possible partners, will be able to advertise their own success, their own activities, and also it will help in establishing a sort of community of experts and expertise. The idea is also to use the atlas as a vehicle in order, for example, to advertise a new cybersecurity, EU cybersecurity initiatives in terms of new calls, in terms of new policy actions, etc. And on the other side, reversing everything, from the side of the Commission, this will also be one of the preferred point of access to get the access to expertise. For example, when there will be the need for issuing a new or designing a new policy initiative, the atlas will be used to identify who could be the experts, which could in a way provide some support to this type of initiative in order to advise, in order to criticize, why not? Now, from a practical side, obviously the atlas will contain a lot of information. We designed this platform in order to be compliant to the General Data Protection Regulation and also to the data protection regulation to which all the EU institutions are subject to. And in fact, there will be let's say the confidentiality scheme which will be adopted will be something like a sort of circles of trust, meaning that only the real core of the administration of the atlas will be in the position to know all the information that is in there. And then moving out, there will be less and less information in a way disclosed, up to the point that those that are not part to the atlas in terms of registered entities will only have to will have only the access to some statistics, while instead, for example, in the case of institution joining and registering, they will have the access to a little bit more information and so on and so forth. From the point of view of the efforts to be sustained in order to be part of the atlas, since I said that the majority, well, 700 institutions are already present and registered thanks to the survey in 2018. In the majority of the cases, those that will be willing to join will find already some of the data concerning their own institution, and the effort needed will be only that of updating it. While for newcomers, this will happen mainly when we will open up the atlas to everybody and not only to the pilots and to EXO, while the effort will be more or less something like 1 working day in order to provide all the requested information. Well, in theory, I was expecting to show to you some slides with the, let's say, the content, with the look and feel of the atlas. Unfortunately, as you can see, the system is flowing really slowly, and only now it is showing slide 9, while instead I'm at slide 21, so be patient for that. The other things that I can tell you is more from an operative point of view, in the sense that we are planning to launch the to open the Atlas probably already tomorrow. You, as member of the pilots, will receive an email, an invitation email from the Commission with all the instructions related to where is the site, what you should do. And well, the idea is to have all of you enrolled as member of the pilots by the beginning of the next year, so that we will have really something complete with all the information there. And also the Atlas can start to offer to you the possibility to create networks, to join the forces, and start from the beginning to participate to the activities of the Future Competence Center. What else? Yes, the enrolling procedure. It will work like that. Basically, you will receive this email. You, as an institution, will have to appoint a contact point. This contact point will have to go on the website of the Cybersecurity Atlas, log in through the EU authentication, okay? And then after that, the contact point should contact the management office of the Atlas, providing the information related to the institution which is representing. This will allow us to create the link and to grant the, let's say, the permission rights in order to update or to completely fill in new information concerning the appointed institution. And yes, and then the other thing is that we will try to keep the Atlas alive with new initiatives, with information which will come day by day, month by month, in order to ensure that there is also an added value for all of those that are participating. But it is also important, and this I will never stop to stress, to get your full involvement, in the sense that this is a very, I would say, powerful tool to support in a correct way policy development into the field of cybersecurity. But without your willingness to maintain the information updated, to be part of this project, obviously it will quite soon become an outdated data set of information. Very nice, but not reflecting anymore the let's say the situation in Europe. So my last words will be related to invite you really to join this initiative, because we'll allow you to be on the first line in supporting the design and development of cybersecurity policies in Europe, and also in that way in supporting the development of the market and in the development of the research in cybersecurity in Europe. So I guess that in a way or in another, I managed to reach the end of my presentation. Again, sorry for this problem related to the slides, but it seems that the system is still very slow on that. And now if you have any question, I'm here to answer.